Welcome to the Retriever Nation and part 2 of our sauna build. This time we're going vertical.
Okay, it's been a week or so since I've worked on this. Got the floor done, had to go out and get supplies for the walls. And then I took a few days off and went out to South Dakota dove hunting. And now we're back at it. I was supposed to run a trial this weekend, but Nala broke her toe, so that's out. We had to scratch. So I'm cutting my 16-foot base and top rail, and we'll start putting some walls up. Green treated just going on the bottom in case of moisture. Okay, now we're gonna mark every 16 inches. As you can see, every 16 inches, 16, I got 3/4 of an inch on each side, so it's 1.5 inches for my 2x4 studs. And then I will transfer those also to the top plate. Putting some jack studs in. Okay, now we have to take a diagonal measurement to make sure we're square, which I'm sure we're not. 210 3/4, 210 3/4. Holy crap, it's square. I better try that again. 210 3/4. 210 3/4. That's unbelievable. I think I'm going to put my plywood on now. It's going to keep it square and make it a heck of a lot easier once I have it up. Trying to put plywood on myself is going to be really hard. There. Shouldn't go anywhere. I want the length of a 2x4 to fit in here. Because I got to put that top plate on yet. I got just enough room for clearance for my rafter bird joint or whatever they call it. That looks good. Now we'll have to trim some off the bottom. I think I'll tack this in place. Well, I don't know if I can get this. Holy crap. Does it look like a sauna? Huh? That's a good girl. And this morning it's still standing. So you can see my 16-inch on center studs. I got a stud jack stud on the end. both ends. This half where the actual sauna is going to be, I'm going to double up those 2x4s on the bottom so I have a little build up for the floor that I'm going to put in, the Durarock floor. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if we're square to the world. 210 3/4. 210 3/4. Perfect. I was struggling a little. I had to use a ratchet strap to pull in 2 corners and make them even. So I'll put a couple boards in just until I get my plywood on. I'm gonna put windows on this wall, but I'm gonna wait till they're up and decide where I want the windows. Plus, I need my wife home to figure out where she wants the windows. Okay, I changed my mind. I am gonna frame out my windows. I'm gonna cut out my transom window and my cool room window. So here we go. No going back now. Perfect. And still frame, everything's done for my transom window. It's a 2 foot by almost 5 foot transom window. And the hot room is 8 by 8, so that's gonna be pretty good size. The operational window for the cooling room, do I want it centered? I think I do. Better call my wife first. Windows are in. This thing is square. And I gotta put this thing up in the air. I have no idea how I did this yesterday. There we go. There we go. Uh-huh.
It's starting to take form, and we get our first look through the windows.
After raising the end wall, I measure corner to corner to check that everything is square and tie it all together with a top rail.
Now I'm just building up my bottom sill so that when I put my Durarock in, I'll have a little more to work with. All right, to complete my green treated perimeter around the base of the hot room, I'm putting my dividing wall green treated piece down. So I have exactly 7 feet 7 inches on each side, both sides. So this room is divided equally amongst between a cold room and the sauna, the hot room. There we go. 3 sides done with siding. 8 by 16. I gotta cut the windows out. Put this end on with the door. Build my common wall yet. I gotta get some more lumber though. Starting to shape up.
And with the common wall up, the 2 rooms take form. The door into the hot room is framed, as is the candle window. This went fairly easy because I had really good help.
I love chalk lines.
I designed the trusses to have a 6/12 pitch and a 12-inch overhang with 2x6s.
Hey, Bunkalunka. Pretty solid. There, I just cut ventilation strips in the ceiling of the roof, and that's where I'm going to install the ridge caps so that the hot air and the moisture can escape through the top of the rafters, so condensation doesn't build up in the top of the sauna. A little steep up here and slippery with all the sawdust.
Ooh, that's so pretty. I love that. Look at that cedar. That's going to be so beautiful.
All right, the roof is on, along with this vented ridge cap, so the heat and the moisture can escape through the top of the roof. It's pretty cool. Almost looks like a slate roof. It's pretty nice, that ridge cap.
Now that we're covered, the focus turns inside. Tune in next time where we'll cure the stove and work on the hot room. When you see how easy this is, I promise you'll want one for yourself. As always, thanks for watching The Retriever Nation.